Hello, my name is Elkrief, and today I'd like to share with you the third of 6 ways to discover for yourself that your unwanted emotions are actually created by thoughts and not by circumstances. So to get started, I'd like you to imagine that you needed to go to the doctor for a routine checkup. You know, one of those things where you go once a year for some routine tests. And now imagine you get the results of the test and you find out that you have cancer. How would you feel in that moment? You would probably feel anger, sadness, maybe despair, maybe anxiety. And it would certainly seem in that moment that the cancer created these emotions, that the cancer created your sadness. But if we look at it a little bit more closely, we can see that if the cancer itself created these emotions, it would have created it as soon as you got the cancer, not as soon as you found out about it and started to think about it. If the cancer itself created your sadness, then you would have started to experience sadness a few months ago when you started to have the disease. But that's not what happened. You would have only began to experience the sadness once you found out about it and started to think about it. So that means it can't be the cancer itself that is what's creating these emotions, despite how it seems. Can you see that? So as we go through life, it constantly seems as though circumstances are creating all of our emotions directly. But if any event or circumstance directly created an emotion, it would create that emotion as soon as it happened. We wouldn't need to first find out about it and then think about it in order for it to create our emotion. So if we look at our life and how this plays out, imagine you're sleeping, and then while you're sleeping, a friend gets injured in an accident very badly. Would you begin to experience sadness or anger as soon as the event happened? No, probably not. And if the event itself created your emotions, then you would experience these emotions as soon as the event happened. But in life, that's not how it works. We would first have to wake up, then we would have to find out that the event happened, and then start thinking about it. And then these emotions would take over, this anger and sadness. So if we don't experience this anger and sadness until we find out about the event and start to think about it, then it has to be the thinking that's creating our emotions. To compare it to another element in our life, if we were sleeping and somebody burned our finger without waking us up, we would still experience the burn. We wouldn't have to wake up and then start thinking about it to experience it. That's how we know that the circumstance, the flame touching a finger, creates the experience of the burn. If we had to wake up and then think, I got burned, in order to experience the burn, we would know without any doubt that our thinking created the burn. Just like with emotions. If we have to first think about it in order to experience an emotion, then it has to be the thinking that's creating our emotion. I know it can be a little bit, this is new probably, so it can be a little bit tough to see. So now I'd like you to pick an emotion that you have which you want to stop experiencing. It should be an emotion that you think was created by an event in your life. So take a moment to just pick that now. Okay. And now I'd like you to ask yourself, would you experience this unwanted emotion if you didn't know that the event happened? If you didn't find out about it? if you wouldn't experience the emotion until you find out about it and start to think about it, then can you admit that it has to be your thinking that's creating your emotion and not the event itself? Take a moment and answer those questions for yourself. You might need to take a few minutes to really look. So, please share with me your experience in the comments area or send me a message. I'd love to hear how it goes. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.